And how is everybody doing? I am Jay Elsen coming to you from Drake Stadium in Des Moines, Iowa, where the University of South Dakota is getting set for its 2017 season opener. The Coyotes kick it off against Drake, 6 p.m. Central Time on Saturday. The man on the call for the University of South Dakota radio is Joe Van Goor, and Joe joins me once again. We're going to be doing these on the regular, on the road for you all season long, once again, as we have for the past couple of years, so look forward to that. As far as the in-depth look for the Coyotes, I gave you that yesterday on the MidcoSN podcast, so if you haven't had a chance to check that out, John Thayer joined me for that, so go to MidcoSN/podcast to hear all of that. We're going to focus this one, Joe, a little bit more on the Drake side of things. You had a chance to talk with their head coach, Rick Fox. How is he looking at this matchup?
Well, in talking with him, he's very excited. He, his staff, his players are excited for South Dakota to come to Drake. They last beat a Missouri Valley Football Conference team in 2007, and of course a couple of years ago stung by a 52-0 loss at the Dakota Dome. Something I think with Drake, Jay, that you don't see, obviously the strength of their team is going to be their offensive and defensive lines, particularly on defense. All of their captains, usually you have a captain from, the offense, defense, special teams. All their captains are from the offensive line and the defensive line. I thought that was kind of unique for Coach Fox to tell me, but he knows what kind of challenge Drake has with South Dakota, with Chris Streveler and the Coyote offense, the way they can certainly strike quickly and everything. But he thinks he has the defense, the experience on defense, the seniors, the fifth-year seniors, to try to slow the Coyotes down. If anything else, with their offense, keep the Coyotes off the field. Drake has an outstanding quarterback coming back in Grant Kramer, but he doesn't have a running back that was a 1,000-yard rusher last year. Their top 6 pass catchers from last year aren't here as well. So I think Drake's got to find a way to keep their offense on the field against the Coyote defense, which will look to be very opportunistic on Saturday night.
Yeah, you mentioned that Coyote defense that we talked about in the podcast and every chance throughout the preseason about what kind of commitment this team has made to being better against the run. And you mentioned the fact that Drake lost its top running back who went for over 1,000 yards last year. So what does Coach Fox think he's got to do to get that part of his game going?
I think he doesn't want it to turn into a track meet, I think he wants to keep it, within striking distance or anything like that. He doesn't want the Coyote offense, and as you saw last year, can strike from anywhere, and especially with Chris Streveler. I think he wants to keep the game at a pace where his defense has a chance to rest going up against the offense, for South Dakota, which can be, as we mentioned, quick strike.
Offensively for South Dakota, on the other hand, their goal is to be consistent. They struggled with that at times last year. There were times when this offense looked almost unstoppable, but then there was times where it was a real struggle just to pick up a first down. And so consistency is what this team is focused on the offense. This is a great opportunity for them to do that, but with all that experience on the defensive side for the Bulldogs, it's certainly not going to be easy to stay that way.
No, Coach Fox wants a stalemate at the line of scrimmage. Of course, with the Coyotes running game, they want to get that going. They, want to not just rely on Chris Streveler running the football, which he's very good at. Chris has also improved his passing. He's got many receivers, including tight ends, to throw to. But the Coyotes will certainly want to get that running game with Mike Frederick and Ben Klett going right away. They also want to, keep the ball for a little while, most likely to give the Coyote defense a rest as well. But I think any opportunity that the Coyotes have to strike, and especially downfield, get vertical, you'll see that too.
Special teams certainly could play a huge role in a game like this as well, both partly because the Coyotes are so inexperienced in terms of the specialists that they have. Got a good kick returner coming back in Paul Anderson. On the other side, Drake has a guy coming back in that department as well. So special teams could play a bit of a factor in this one.
Well, just like the Coyotes, who will have a kicker and a punter instead of one guy doing two, Drake is in the same situation. Drake had the Special Teams Player of the Year in the Pioneer Football League last year. He is gone. So Coach Fox tells me, well, it could be kicking by committee, kickoffs, field goals, PATs, and also punts as well. So field position is going to be a lot more important than people think in this game on Saturday night.
All right, we're looking forward to it. Again, the 2017 season opener for South Dakota football coming up Saturday night right here at Drake Stadium, 6 p.m. the kickoff. Joe Van Goor will have the call for you. I will have in-game updates on Twitter throughout. Follow me at Elsen, MidcoSN.